In matched problem 1, we're given a revenue function and asked to find what's the change in revenue if production is changed from 600 planters to 800 planters. So we'll start with finding our function value when x equals 16. So again, we could trace up until we hit our graph to identify that function value, or to get a more precise answer, take 600, plug it into our revenue function, and this would give us the point 600, 4,800. And then we would look if we increase to 800 planters. We would get a function value of 3,200. So the first thing to pick up on here is that if we increase production from 600 planters to 800 planters, what we have is a decrease in our revenue. So a little bit later on, we'll start talking about some applications. One of those very prominent applications will be, should we look at increasing production, decreasing production? In this case, increasing production would be a mistake because that's actually going to bring us to a lower revenue. So to find that specific change in revenue, we're going to evaluate f of 800 minus f of 600, which is going to give us 3,200 minus 4,800, or a change in revenue of negative $1,600. In part B, we're asked what's the average rate of change in revenue for this change in production. So again, when we talk about average rate of change, we're talking about the slope of the secant line. So if we connected these two lines, these 2 points with a straight line, we want to find the slope of that line to get that average rate of change. So this comes back to essentially the formula for the slope of a straight line. We can start off with the general form, which is f of a plus h minus f of a over h, or actually let's just keep it in the original form, a plus h minus a. So in this case, f of a plus h is our second function value, 3,200, minus f of a was our original function value, so 4,800, over a plus h, which is our second x value, minus a, which was our initial x value, gives us an average rate of change of negative 8. So what this means in the context of the problem is that on average, they're losing $8 for every additional planter that they produce. So on average, if we started a production level of 600, if we increase production to 601, we'd be losing an average of $8. If we increase production to 602, we'd be losing about $16. So for every increased unit of production, our revenue is dropping by $8.